Evening all, welcome to part 4 of the title show. It's me, Chris Brack, with a bad back, and it's Gav. Gav, I'm falling apart, mate.
Yeah, I
I
hear. Yeah, you are falling apart. Like you weren't well.
went well
Whatever
Friday.
night it was last Friday, which I wasn't too. I was kind of when you sent me that text, I was like, "Oh, God love him." But then I was like, "Yeah, I could do with a night off actually," so that was all right. That wasn't
Uh,
too bad. And then your back's gone.
Getting old,
Everyone
mate.
around me seems to be just hurting themselves or not being well. I don't know what's going on, but this will
Well,
cheer us up. This
I
this
know.
this run of games will cheer us up.
I've jinxed myself because I was talking to a friend of mine and said, I was thinking, I said, actually, I said, I've been in pretty good health, actually. I've not really picked any bugs or niggles or anything up. So I said, it's all good. And within a week, everything landed. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's my own fault. My own fault I jinxed myself, which is good fun.
Well, look,
So,
you'll be on. Listen, you're better off getting it now than Christmas week.
well, that's what I normally do. So, to be
Yeah.
fair, I'm getting it early.
Get it
So
now, get it out of the
not as
way.
bad.
Christmas you can enjoy then, you're happy days.
Yeah, so good. Right, so let's talk about this title season. And you, as usual, come in for the glory bit, don't you? You let me
Well,
and Kev do the
in
hard.
fairness, Kev done episode 3, didn't he? I done 1 and 2, Kev done 3, and then I literally come on tonight and went, right, where are we starting? And you went, Leicester away, and I was like, oh wow, I'm delighted with this. Yeah, Leicester away. The
So set the
memories.
scene then. We've just come back from becoming world club champions, first time in the club's history.
Hmm.
So that was like obviously all the debacle of what we had to do. But that was on the 21st of December,
Yeah.
and then fly back. Very little time, and we go to Leicester away. But it's a strong side. It's Allison
So
and
I think we're
Trent.
about 10 points clear at this stage.
About that, yeah.
I think we're
We're miles
10
ahead.
clear of. I think we're actually
It's Leicester who are second.
Leicester are second. We're 10 clear of them, and I think they might have a game in hand.
Yeah, there was a lot of this. Is it going to be Is it going to be a 3-horse race? Are Leicester the dark horses? We're all a bit like
And if Leicester beat
probably not.
Liverpool, there'd be 7 in it, and they'd have a game in
Yeah.
hand. And it actually feels weird that Liverpool are 10 points clear when we'd won literally every game bar one.
I know. It's
For it
funny,
to be
wasn't
only,
it?
maybe it was 13 points with the game in hand, something like that. But I remember going into it going, geez, we're only back a couple of days, and this is one of the
And
biggest aways of the season.
I think this is one of the first time. This is the first time Amazon Prime got it. And this is when we all realised Amazon Prime is crap.
Yeah.
Where literally you'll get notification on your phone before the goal comes in. It was like it's worse than watching it on dodgy
Yeah.
street. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Carl sat me dad's watching this. I was just going like 3 minutes ago, like Liverpool have scored, and you still watching going, they haven't kicked off yet. What are we on about? Liverpool scored. You're
Yeah.
like, right, oh god. So team wise, the new back four, Allison, Trent, Gomez now is pretty much a fixture now at centre back with Van Dijk and Robbo. Midfield wise, Genie's back, Henderson, still no Fabinho, so Keita gets a run out, and then the usual front three. Bench is interesting though, because I forgot some of these lads were on the bench this early. So you got Adrian, but Nico Williams makes an appearance on the bench. Milner, Lallana, Shaqiri, Curtis Jones again,
Yeah.
and Origi. So you're a bit like, oh, okay. You forget this far back that some of those players are on the bench more than you realise. I always thought like Nico Williams and Jones just appeared in the last 10 games, but they're in and around the squad a bit more than
Yeah,
you
they
think.
always seem to be the 7th sub or whatever it was. They always seem to be one of them around there. Because we weren't working with a massively big squad. When
No,
you think about it, we weren't. Like, you know what I mean? We were literally 16, 17 players. That you would say, will he get in, will he not? And then there was a couple that would kind of rotate and be on the bench. Do you know the sort of way? Curtis Jones, like you said, Curtis Jones, Nico Williams, those sort of players. But there's definitely 1 or 2 more as well.
this is a good Leicester side. Like it's got Schmeichel in goal, Pereira before all his injuries, Evans and Sionchu, Ben Chilwell when we had tried to get Ben Chilwell before he had a breakout,
Yeah.
and Didi when he could run, and then you had Harvey Barnes, Dennis Peretz, Tielemans, Maddison, Vardy. So it was a handy side.
Yeah.
We always this thinking this could be tricky. Do we take a draw? How do we
But
go about it? Well, fuck me, we start.
but I think it's in the top 3 performances you've seen from Liverpool in the last 25 years.
Mm.
And I mean that. And people will say to you, like, Leicester away. Trust me, Liverpool were after going through a load of games. We knew we were coming back from this World Club Cup with a load of games. Because I think we play Leicester, then we play Wolves, Sheffield United, Spurs United, I think it is the next 4. And
Tough.
yeah, there's plenty of tough games in there. And I remember watching that game start to finish and just how dominant Liverpool were. And not even in a way of they're dominant, but are they doing anything? They were dominant, they were threatening, they were aggressive. They literally snuffed Leicester out from start to finish, like to the point where Vardy had given up running around, and Vardy used to run around after everyone, regardless of what was going on, and we just absolutely broke them. And I think are we 1-0 up going in at half time?
Yeah, so we get a late free kick. Looks like Roberts goes over. Trent takes it in swinger,
Yeah,
and it's Bobby with a
Firmino.
header.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Bobby just continues. He was still basking in the glory of getting the winning goal in against the Brazilian side in the World Club Championship. So it was just like, all right, that settles it down. Because to be fair, I don't think Alisson had much to do.
no,
I think it was
like
always
honestly, Chris, I think if you go back and watch that game, I think that might be like, I don't even know if he has a shot to face in the first half. Like Pete
doesn't
says
feel
there,
like.
people speak about that performance the same way they remember the 5-0 against Forest. Like,
Mm.
the 5-0 against Forest is a joke, right? But honestly, this away performance to come back from, was Qatar, wasn't it?
Yeah,
To come back from Qatar, land, I think we play on the 21st in Qatar. So we probably get back late on the 22nd. You have the Christmas stuff, whatever, and we play on the 26th, right? And to go out
and
there and,
away from home as well.
yeah, to do to Leicester what we done there with, I think we might be about 13 clear, right? I think we might be 13 clear of Leicester and City, but I think Leicester have a game in hand. So they were like, if Leicester win this, they go clear in second. And,
There we go.
the
Just check with the BBC. It says Liverpool beat their nearest challengers, Leicester, at the King Power to extend their lead to 13 points.
right, so we
So
are 10 clear, and I think Leicester might have had a game in hand, right? Or
no,
maybe we are 10 clear and we had a game in hand. I'm not
we had
too
a game in
sure.
hand.
Yeah.
I'm just on the BBC website. We played 18 and we're on 52. Leicester played 19 on 39. City played 18 on 38.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
I knew there
madness.
was a 10. I knew the 10 and 14 pointing were there somewhere, because I remember people going, oh, if Liverpool lose, they'd be only 7 clear, but they'd have a game in hand. But then you're like, if they go 14, they'll have a game in hand and it's over. You know what I mean? And people go on about, we'll talk about United game in a bit, but that's the day Liverpool won the title for me. Because a couple of things. They go 13 points clear or whatever, right? Or 10 clear or whatever it is with a game in hand, right? They'd be on 52 points, would they? After, so they'd be 13 with clear with a game in hand. And the manner in which they done it. If teams were looking for us to come back and go, these might be tired, there might be a month here where we can catch them, Liverpool were fucking unbelievable. And I genuinely think it's the best away performance I've seen Liverpool put in the Premier League. And I don't care what anyone says. And you can even go, like, United 5-0. We weren't as good in the United 5-0 as we were tonight, on that night. We simply weren't. We've won big games away. We've won away games at City. We've won away games at Arsenal. We've won away games at Chelsea. But the dominance in that, to a team that was second in the division at the time, halfway through the season, right? We're champions 2 years before that. To go and do what we done was just a joke. And the only controversy in the whole thing was the second goal. I think it was a penalty for Milner, who just come on.
For a handball, there was.
Soyuncu.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But it is a handball, and especially with the way the rules were then, that was always going to be given as a handball.
Yes.
But it's Miller's first touch, so he does his little stamp on the floor that he does and just slots it. But he hadn't even kicked the ball, which, look, it's great. But when you think back now, there's plenty of times that's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Lad's first touches, I can think of Noble could have got the equaliser against United a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And his first kick was the penalty, and he misses. So, but it was. The penalty settled everything down because you were thinking we're dominant, but it's still only 1-0, and you were kind of like, we need another. Yeah,
but then we just turned the screw on them. Then we just, like, even if you go back and look at the game, and I'm going off memory completely, but we're 1-0 up. I'm not too sure what minute Milner scores. You can tell me now. But Milner there's no point in that game where you're thinking Liverpool are losing this game or even conceding.
71.
71. So we're 25 minutes into the second half before he scores. But Leicester doing nothing. Leicester cannot get near Liverpool because Liverpool win every second ball, and when they win it, they're passing it around them, they're moving quick up the pitch, and by 70, right, that goal is coming anyway because Leicester can't keep up. They simply
because we
can't keep up with what Liverpool are doing.
because we throw on Origi, Milner for Salah and Keita
Yeah,
on 70, and then we get the pen a minute later.
yeah.
Literally, bang bang.
And then I
Uh,
think within a couple of minutes, Firmino makes it 3.
yeah, 74 Firmino is free, so it's a cross from Trent. It's one of those typical Firmino goals, and it's a touch where he just kills it dead, and then he side foots it top corner.
Yeah, he
The
actually
touch is
kills it.
ridiculous.
He actually
Kills
kills
it
it
dead.
and literally puts it on a tee for himself, where he can just on the half. It's nearly on the half volley. He just
Yeah,
places it in the corner, and that's 3. And then the biggest memory
goal.
overall is the Trent one, because what minute is the Trent one?
Trent one is 78, so it's 3 goals in 7 minutes.
Yeah, because in 78, if you watch the goal, right, the Trent stuff's brilliant. But watch what Liverpool are doing and watch where Leicester are. They are gone. Because I'm nearly sure it might be Mane wins that ball, or I think it's Mane gets out of a tight little situation and goes running with it,
Mm.
and just plays it to Trent. But watch the space Mane runs into from the halfway line. He literally, I'm nearly sure it's Mane who gets out of a
Yeah, it is,
spot
man.
and just goes running with it, and there's nobody around him. Leicester's midfield are gone; they can't get back, and he just slots it in to Trent, who fizzes it into the far corner. And I think you only appreciate how good a goal it is when they show it from the angle of behind the goal in the side netting, where how cleanly he hits it. Because you think, could Schmeichel get to that? But
It's how he also does stride because he's full pace and he within one stride, it's almost like he stutters to make himself slow down.
to run
Basically,
onto it,
we would like Nunes to do.
yeah,
In modern times, it's just that second to slow down, calm, and it was all about clean strike. And then he goes off and does the Mbappe celebration.
yeah.
You know,
It's
calmest on the pitch while Henderson, I think, nearly jumps over him and goes berserk.
yeah, because I think, do you know what? I think you talk about the icing on the cake, and it really was that goal. But I think the reaction of the players to that goal, it was nearly like, you know what? That's the perfect ending to what's been a perfect performance. Because
Mm,
honestly, it's nearly a game you'd love to go back and watch the full thing. Because
yeah.
Liverpool win everything. Because you're worried about Harvey Barnes. Can your man Pratt do something? Madison, and I think, who's in charge of them?
Rogers, I think.
Is that the one where he tries to play Madison right side of midfield?
Yeah, mad formation he plays because you're like we all expect Madison to be in the 10
Yeah,
to be the disruptor, and he didn't. He played him wide
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
yeah. I remember that now. Yeah,
I think his theory was if Madison's going out Trent, he'll keep Trent quiet. He spent all game chasing Trent.
mm. Did he
So
play? He played him wide left, then, did he?
yeah, wide left. Sorry, yeah, he was there
Yeah,
to keep Trent quiet, and he just spent all game chasing Trent. It was
yeah. Because it was just, I just think I honestly, there's so many great games Liverpool have played in, but I think that's right up there with one of the best away performances Liverpool have ever put in the Premier League.
yeah. So the following day, and I can remember vividly is obviously United City are away to Wolves. I'm not really watching the first half because I'm just going out City win because they will at some point. They'll
Are
kick
they
into gear.
are they 2-1 up with like 5 minutes to go or something?
Yeah, they get it. I think less.
I think they're 2-1 up, and does a damn Traore score?
I think so. So Wolves v City, 1920. What I can remember
Someone's phone
is
is interfering there. Is your phone close? I'm moving my phone away.
I'll be fine
Um,
further.
I'm nearly sure maybe they're 1-0 down, 1-0 up, and I'm nearly sure somebody in the City team makes an awful mistake near the end line, and a damn
Yeah,
Traore gets in. And when he gets in, does he score? Does
because
he do it to some?
I remember Edison gets sent off after 12 minutes.
But
Handball out
but a
there.
City 1-0 up.
Sterling scores two to go 2-0 up, and then Traore scores a 55. And I remember I was about to put my daughter to bed because it was on Prime and she had a Fire Stick on her. So I thought, seriously, we watched a bit of the game together.
Yeah.
We sat and we were both gripped watching it, and then we saw Jimenez equalised in 82.
Jimenez equalises off the back of, I'm nearly sure, a City defender trying to kind of shepherd the ball out, and Traore wins it off him. And then I think Matt Doherty scores the winner.
He does.
Yeah.
Max Doxey takes leaks. They had Bravo goal. It was dreadful.
I think
It's
he might
absolutely
score with
dreadful.
his left foot as well, actually.
Yeah. So when that happened, I think I'd long been doing I'd been doing bits of trippers. I don't know if I messaged everyone in my WhatsApp groups and Reds or non-Reds going, league's done. And I had loads of my mates message me back going, it's too early. It's only 27 to 7. I said, that's done. It's 13 points. They'll never get that back. That's it. This is
They were
done.
more than 13 points behind at that stage then.
I think that would have. Well, I don't know. Yeah, would have been more than 13 points. Probably would have
I
been.
think they would have been 15.
Yeah. So
With
I basically
Liverpool with a
messaged.
game in hand.
I messaged. It's done. That's it. We're done. No one's catching us. And this is going to be the fun now. Where you're just going to go. It's just when we win the league now. Obviously, some of my mates were still a bit like, oh, not yet, probably because of what happened the year before. You know, we've been burnt a couple of times, but for me, that 2 day period was that's it. Title's done now. Let's just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I genuinely thought after the Leicester game it was done because I was looking at it going, you know, if you're 13 clear, I think you were 15 clear to see you had a game in hand, or maybe you played the same amount of games as City after the Leicester game, but then you had a game in hand after they lost. You were 15 clear with a game in hand, and I was like, yeah, no, we're not. There's nobody touching this team, and it wasn't a case of could Liverpool collapse. Liverpool just looked like an absolute unit that had been programmed perfectly to go and do their job every week, regardless of what way you wanted to play against us. Whether that was rough and tumble, sit behind the ball, you know, end-to-end football, wherever it wanted to be, Liverpool just seemed to be able to play and be able to do their thing whatever way they wanted to, you know, that sort of way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So next game, 29th, we had Wolves at home. I actually went to this one with my brother. And this was a tough game. Wolves made this ridiculous. This actually when Adama Traore turned up for about two weeks and started playing at games with end products, which is really unusual for him. It gave Robbo a torrid time. Team wise, the only change from the game against Leicester was Keita went to the bench. Lallana came in to play right side of midfield, and Harvey Elliott appeared on the bench instead of Shaqiri.
Yeah, Lallana involved in
The goal.
the goal, isn't he?
Yeah, so Van Dijk hits hits one of these massive balls from the back line to the edge of the box, and Lallana hits his chest here to Manny and slots it, and the ref gives a free kick.
Was it Madley was the ref?
No, I think it's
Mason?
Taylor. Taylor, I think it was some ball.
Was it Taylor?
I think it was Taylor. It was some horrendous referee.
One of the bald lads.
He's one of the bald lads. They're all crap anyway. So he gets handball. But the big controversy about it was, and again, VAR things don't change with our officials, is after they looked and went, no, the first replay showed it had hit his chest and gone to Manny. But then they had to do multiple checks going, when did he blow the whistle? Because if he'd blown the whistle before Manny slots the ball, he has to disallow it because the game's technically dead. So it doesn't count.
No, he does. I remember it because
it took forever. And conspiracy theorists was like, some thought it was handball, it wasn't. Some were saying he definitely blew up before he kicked.
No, you could see it. The ball had hit the net and then he blew the whistle. Yeah, the ball was in the net and he blew the whistle and gave the free out.
In the ground, you had no clue. You sat there on your phone waiting.
Yeah, no, I remember watching it, and when it was disallowed, I thought, because forget the whole handball thing, the ball goes in the net, and then you actually see him doing it rather than hear him. You see him doing it, and then you're like, right, he stopped it. Like the goal's gone in, but he's blown for something here. And then it was like, oh, handball. And then when you see the Lallana thing, you're like, and Lallana's like, there's no way this is a handball. And then they look at it, and then they go, and then like you said, they're doing this thing. But as soon as they said no, there's no handball there, you could see wherever they were looking at was this. You were like, that's a goal, because there's no way he didn't blow it up before it went in the net. There's not a chance.
But City, I remember City fans being fuming over this because I think because they played so many games close together, which Wolves weren't used to. The likes of Raul Jimenez were on the bench. And they've gone mental, going like, Jimenez was on the bench. Like, what do you mean he's on the bench? He should be starting. Well, obviously, we were relieved this were Raul Jimenez before his head injury, so he was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
So you're made up. And then the best moment of the game is
Neto.
Neto scores, and he slides from the main stand, gives it the biggest to the main stand. Fair play to him. He's
one of the biggest ones you've ever seen. He's given. It was really amazing.
Where I was sat in the lower Kenny. The exec boxes that behind it.
Yeah.
there was a Wolves fan. He was chanting all sorts of nasty stuff anyway, and he was giving it the big one, calling
Oh, he
us
was in a
calls.
box, was he?
Oh, Scousers here, Scousers there, giving it the big one. And then they just allowed it. And I was going, you know what the Lower Kenny's like. It's
Yeah,
pretty placid and
yeah,
quiet.
yeah, yeah,
I've never seen somebody who turn around and try and get in the box.
yeah.
This fella didn't give it the big one very often. He just sort of sit back there and hit a little bit.
Yeah.
It was one of those first ones where it's like his toes offside and things like that.
Yeah,
When you
it
saw
was. It was. It
the
was.
replay, you can see his foot's ahead. But the funny thing was, a lot of pundits were saying, "Oh, this VAR thing's rubbish. Just do it on the feet. As long as the feet are behind play, it's fine." And then some went, "Well, that's fine, but his foot's still ahead of play, so it's disallowed anyway."
Yeah,
It's a ridiculously tight one.
and I think it was a fortunate one that night because I don't think Liverpool were at their best at all.
No, they
I
weren't. No,
think
they
I
weren't.
think any kind of, I don't know what you call it, jet lag or whatever, set in at the Wolves game rather than the Leicester game. I think the adrenaline just ran through us for the Leicester game. We were like, let's go. And then I think there was kind of the come down from the World Club Cup happens between Leicester and Wolves. And I think we play Leicester on the 26th and Wolves might be the 29th, is it?
That's right. Yeah.
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 And then we play Sheffield United on the 4th?
Play second. Forget Sheffield United.
The
The
second.
interesting thing though is Milner comes on for like around the 70-minute mark, and then we cool it. I think what also annoyed a lot of people, I think it annoyed a few Wolves fans, was just on the hour mark, he takes off Ruben Neves and Adama Traore, and Troy was playing well. He just takes him off and just says, "I can't risk injuries. We're not going." But
Yeah.
at 1-0, that was kind of like that was a little bit of a white flag of like, lads, we'll take a
Yeah,
1-0 loss.
but you knew this was coming from teams because you'd either see teams going, there's the 11 on Saturday, and we're changing it as much as we can on Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever. It was probably Saturday and Monday, the way things were going at that stage. Or they were going, right, there's the 11, and we're putting out the same 11 again, but three of them are whipping them off, or we're making, they'd usually make, I think there was still 3 subs then, wasn't it? So it was like, we're putting out an 11 on this day, like Wolves say did against City. And then their next game is against Liverpool. And this is where it all kicked up because we're like, oh, look at them for City. But a lot of teams were doing this where they were going, there's your 11. The next 11 we put out is going to be 4 changes, right? But the 6 lads that are outfield that have remained will definitely be coming off. Because you were playing 26th, 29th, 2nd. You were playing 3 games in 6 days, 7 days. Do you know what I mean? And that they didn't have the squads for it. And they knew coming out the backside of it, they might be in a position to go for Europe, they might be struggling, they might be whatever team. They knew you need to manage this and see how you get on. It's the same every festive period. And when you get out the backside of it and then you're able to go, let's rest a lot for the FA Cup, we get a good draw, and then we go again. You know, the sort of way. And look, that's just the squad sport our Wolves had. Wolves were really good on the night. Liverpool were poor. For me, Liverpool were poor. But
It
to get the goal...
It felt like, thank God that's out of the way.
Yes, and it did, and it felt like it felt to me like that would be the hardest game across this period.
Yeah, I do remember my brother at the time coming out of there thinking, I'm not looking forward to playing them away from home.
Yeah,
that's going to be a ball ache of a game. Like
Yeah.
there were certain teams thinking like, oh, I don't fancy playing them away from home.
Yeah.
And then we had Sheffield United next, and this was Sheffield United. This is the year they finished comfortable mid-table, like I think they're 7th possibly.
Yeah, I think they end up somewhere around 8th or 9th, I think.
Yeah, overlapping centre backs. This when they were, Sheffield United was, and we knew the away game had been a drag to get it to a 1-0 win. So the only change we make is James Milner comes in, so the Brexit midfield's back, which, as you can imagine, social media wise, that didn't go down well. We'll start with a Brexit midfield again. But so in terms of the game wise, it was routine as routine goes, as in we kept them at arm's length. We score within 4 minutes. Van Dijk plays on his long diagonals. The centre back misses his header, falls to Robbo.
I think it's the right back misses it.
Yeah, I think it is.
What's his name? Is he a man that's still there? Was he a man Bogle or was it?
No, there's Chris Basham, there's Jack O'Connell, and John Egan. It'd be one of them, one of those 3 lads.
No, who was the fullback?
Bulldog, George
Baldock. He's a right wing back. That was him. It was him. I'm nearly sure. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game, but I think this is one where it's going towards him.
It goes over a defender's head. Basically, he should cut it. He probably should cut it out. He misreads and Robbo reads the miss, and he just put
there's a bounce over him and Robertson. Yeah, I remember the goal, but I remember more. It was more like, the defenders made a mess here, but Liverpool have capitalised. Isn't that the game where Liverpool make 1,000 passes?
Yeah, I think we
Mane
make a lot of
scores late
passes.
on,
Yeah, so I think Manny scores in the. I can remember the
82nd or
goal.
something.
So let's have a look. I'll tell you the exact time. 64th. That's earlier
Oh,
than you
was it
think.
that early?
That
I
was
felt
that
like it was
early.
late.
It. I think but I think after the second, it's almost like both teams shake hands and go,
Yeah, because Liverpool,
we'll take the 2-0, and Liverpool go, yeah, well, we're knackered, so you don't attack, we won't attack. We'll just. It was like the most dullest 20 minutes. Yeah, Salah puts Manny through. He hits it almost right at Ramsdale. He goes under Ramsdale's arm
and he
and
jumps
stops
over
on the
him
line.
and
And
slots it in.
Manny runs over, and just slams it in, and you're like, it just felt like one of those routine 2-0s where Sheffield United are like,
Yeah,
probably a bit like the Sheffield United.
There was definitely something on the Opta stats the next day. I think we might have been the first team to play 1,000 passes. We're like 800 of them fucking successful, 850 of them successful. It was a mad stat, but that was just. These were the games where I was enjoying. These were the games where I was going, just go in, win 2-0, 3-0. Good luck, out the door. And just keep going and going and going. And Liverpool, in fairness to them, just keep going and going and going. It was a very, not uneventful match, but it was another one where
both teams come out of it happy. As in Sheffield United going,
yeah, they don't get bashed for goal difference and we get our way.
Bashed. We give it, but we stuck to the way we play. And Liverpool are going, we did get injured, we won 2-0, let's move on. Now that's the second. And then on the 5th of January, so 3 days later, we've got the Ev in the FA Cup. Now we were all like, "Oh, listen, look, just bin the cups off. We've got a title to win. Let's just win the title." And Gav, I don't know if you're like me, but you're like, "I know we all said that,
yeah,
but it is Everton, and I don't want to lose at home to Everton."
no, I wasn't like this at all.
Oh, I was. But Klopp did his usual thing when he just treated Everton with absolute disdain. Because
I think he treated them. I don't think it was the fact that it was Everton he done this. I think he was like, look, we're fucking miles clear here, and we could. They could have turned around and went, listen, we're miles clear, but we're putting out our top team. We're gonna go for this. But everything in the world, all that mattered was winning the league title. So it didn't matter what happened, right? We happened to get Everton. And he sticks to his guns and he sticks his team out. Is Ancelotti in charge of him?
It is Carlo Ancelotti. So there's two lads start making a debut, and another lad comes on within a couple of minutes. So I'll give you our team. I'll give you their team. So we had Adrian in goal,
yeah,
and then we had centre backs of Joe Gomez, Nat Phillips, who we just brought back from
Stuttgart,
and then we sent him back after this game.
Yeah,
God bless him. Nico Williams, James Miller starts left back. He lasts about 5 minutes, and we have to bring Larouci on.
Larouci comes on, yeah.
Midfield is Lallana, Curtis Jones, and Pedro Chilavella. And then it's Harvey Elliott, Origi, and Minamino makes his debut. Yeah. We also signed Minamino as well because we signed him just before, just before New Year. So this is his debut.
Yeah,
but the Ev
brought a full team.
Oh, Pickford in goal, Coleman, Yerry Holgate, Sidibe, Schneidlin, Sigurdsson, Luca Digne, Theo Walcott, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
They fancy their chances.
And the thing was,
Adrian does well. Adrian plays quite well.
Yeah, he does, because Walcott, I think, definitely has a couple of chances. But the thing about this was, and the whole build-up to it, the funniest thing I found about it was, right, Liverpool fans were like, look, we know what we're going to do here. If we go out of the FA Cup to Everton, who gives a shit, right? Because we've bigger fish to fry. But the best thing in the lead-up to it was Everton fans going, it's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. This prick's going to put out a team that have about 50 appearances combined between them, and they're going to beat us. And you just knew it. The more it went on, I think it might have been live on BBC, I think.
Yeah, BBC. And bless my mother-in-law was sat there watching with me. The lovely blue that she is.
Yeah, and then... and it's going on, and I think Everton had a much better side in the first half. They have a lot of chances. But then as it goes on, Liverpool are getting into it. And then Origi just sets it to Curtis Jones, and he hits this thing. And we slag Pickford a lot. But this thing is brilliant. This thing is up and whipping and coming down, hits the joint of the bar and the post. And aesthetically, the way it goes in is fucking amazing. And of course, the whole Anfield Road end is full of the Blues. And they're all just standing, and you just see them going, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
But I
think we're fairly comfortable after that then, aren't we?
Yeah. We are, yeah. The BBC commentary is really good of it. The best video of it is someone fills it from the lower Kenny, and it's Sadio Mane warming up, and you see him as he's doing a little sidestep, and as he bends and it goes in, Manny just goes. He like runs the length of the pitch. Don't know where he's going. He just goes, Manny, and that was it. He's warming up. Because I mean, in terms of like subs we brought on, Larouche came on to make his debut after 9 minutes. Minamino is taken off for Chamberlain, and then Elliott's taken off for 10 minutes to go for Brewster.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like we threw like loads of like, all right, throw on Bobby, throw on Salah, get on all the experience. Because,
yeah,
in terms of bench wise, there's only Manny on the bench who's probably experienced. The rest was,
yeah.
and Henderson. Other than that, it was Kiara Hoover and all that. But it's so funny because it was just the most Everton thing ever. And all the
Steve
Blues were
says
running.
Steve says we beat Everton with a team with an average squad number of about 70, which is right because the amount of bleeding mad numbers that were in the team was off the charts. Like,
Six, it's
but
what Chiravella just played. Like 67, 68, 68, 48,
yeah,
47,
yeah,
76,
yeah,
60. You know, Larucci was 70.
yeah. It was amazing, and but like in fairness, it was just like it was mad to build up to it, and like I literally sat and watched that game, and I was like,
I couldn't stop laughing.
and
I couldn't stop laughing.
whenever I'm watching a game in Liverpool on, there's always someone in the house saying to me, "How are you doing? Oh, well, are you nervous?" And I kind of going, "Well, there's bleeding lads I've never heard of playing here for us."
I was on pins. When at the half time, I was thinking, "Oh, just get through this." Oh, God, these are going to nick it or something like that. But as soon as Jones,
But they were in a
scored,
no-win situation because if they lost, God love them, and if they won, it was like, yeah, you beat a load of youngflas. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, you've never seen that team come out from Liverpool. You've
yeah.
never ever seen it. You'll never see it again. You know the sort
But
of way.
as soon as Liverpool went 1-0 up, he went. If anything, I was going. I reckon we'll make it too because you could just see the Everton
From what I
reaction.
can remember, we were fairly comfortable. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like that song, "Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend." You could just see like all the players going, "Oh,
the faces. If you ever get a chance to watch it again, right, and it's well worth watching. But when Jones scores, right, they show the normal angle, right, and then they
yeah,
show him from like it feels like it's higher up that they show it, and then there's one from like behind the goal, but then they have a brilliant angle where it's kind of low down on the sideline, and he hits it, and when it hits the net, you can just see all these faces behind the goal, and you can literally see loads of them going, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? As if to go, what? I knew this was, and it was like, I knew this was going to happen, and I still came into this ground this evening.
it's
You
like
know what I mean?
self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? It's just like,
Yeah,
this is all.
yeah. It's like volunteering for torture.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly
like
what it was like.
it's how in the '90s it felt for us going to Old Trafford. Where you're just like, why are we coming here? We're just gonna. Could we just take the 2-0 loss beforehand and just go for that?
Yeah.
So then 6 days later, we go away to Spurs at. Now, you may think this is the first time we played at the new Tottenham Hotspur
If
Stadium.
this is the game I'm thinking of,
Yeah. So it's a 1-0. It's a Bobby Firmino goal. I mean, team wise, it's the
what
usual
minute
back
does he
four.
score in?
37, first half.
I'm nearly sure this is the fourth game at their Spurs stadium,
Mm.
right? Yeah, and it's one where it drops in the box, and it's just on his left foot, and he smashes it across the keeper into the side net.
It is. Yeah. It's a nice finish. It's funny. Probably not what you expect for Firmino because he's normally like nuns with crested. This one we just
Is it telling you what stadium it was in on the reporter?
Yeah. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It says
Yeah,
so.
so it's the first time we've gone there,
Yeah,
and it's
and
But isn't there
Chamberlain's
some?
not.
Was there something in the lead up to that goal where Spurs felt they should have had the throw in instead of
Yeah,
Liverpool?
I think that's the one. Yeah, where and loads going. Why isn't VAR giving us the throw? Give the throw. It's like, that's not what it's there for.
Yeah, I think the ball goes down. There might be a tackle or a challenge, and Spurs feel they should have the throw. Liverpool get it. Robertson throws her in. Liverpool walk it across the box. No, sorry. Robertson throws her in. It kind of loops in around the box, and then it just drops, and Firmino just goes bang. And we're just again, we're 1-0 up, and no one's taking it off us. Just forget about it.
And Chamberlain starts again in this one. He gets an hour. Chamberlain plays quite a bit in this little run.
Yeah.
He does on the quiet. Chamberlain, he plays a lot for someone who we all know has had these injury problems. He gets quite a few appearances this year for us. Still a bit in and out with injuries, but more than probably people give him credit for. To be fair,
Yeah,
but
he
yeah,
does have a good run because at the end of the season, when we get to the very end, he scores in the last home game, doesn't he? Last day of the season. What the
well, I
one
think
against
after,
Chelsea?
yeah,
When
I
we
think
get
after
the
the
trophy.
I think after the front three, he's the next top goal scorer.
Yeah,
He's
it
some
could be.
he's some distance behind those three, but you know what I mean. He's still
Mm.
next cap off the rank. And this is when he plays right midfield, left wing, right wing. You know,
Hmm.
he's just that handy utility player that
Yeah,
you just need.
yeah. At the time, Chamberlain was the sort of player where you thought, do you need someone a bit more direct in midfield that can run with it and shoot? Because when
Mm.
Alden Henderson, Fabinho was rock solid, like fucking rock solid. When Alden the same, good ball carrier, but he was great at carrying the ball and then, you know, giving it to the front three and going, right, you do what you want. And Henderson at the time for me was brilliant at just allowing Salah and Alexander Arnold to go and do their thing, and he would facilitate that. Whereas sometimes you go, could he bring in a Chamberlain for? It was always kind of Henderson. You know, these lads on the right have to work hard, a bit harder. But this fella can move it, he can go by people,
Mm.
and he's a hammer of a shot on him as well. And we've seen the hammer of the shot he has. But he ends up finding himself in the team, doesn't he? Where he's kind of in here and in there. And in fairness to him, when he was fully fit, Chamberlain, you could play him wide right up front. You could play him wide left. You could play him in that midfield three. There was no problem. He those three positions he was absolutely fine in. It was the only thing that done Chamberlain at Liverpool was his injury record.
Mm.
Simple as that. Because
Most of the bills.
he was flying before he gets the injury in 2018.
He was
And when he
keeping
comes back, he's like you said, he's what, 4 top scorer that season,
he
probably.
was keeping Junior. He was keeping Wijnaldum outside before that knee injury. Wijnaldum couldn't get a kick. You know,
Yes.
every big game it was Henson, Chamberlain, and another.
Yeah.
That was always the midfield.
Yeah.
So right, the big one then, 19th of January, Man United at home.
Yeah.
So Chamberlain keeps his place. I remember Ramos said there was a big debate because Fabinho's on the bench.
Hmm.
This is Fabinho's first appearance on the bench, and it was United. Do we just throw in? You know, do we throw him back in? But you know, Henson had done fine in the six when Alden was in form, and Chamberlain played well. So we sort of kept it as it was. Really, Matip gets himself fit and he's back on the bench, and then Minamino's there as well with Origi, and we dominate these, don't we, mate? Absolutely dominate that. And we have a goal disallowed before we score. And it's
Um,
one of those weird VAR ones where it's like they claim it's a foul on the keeper, but there isn't really much of a touch on De Gea. It's only because De Gea that run around the referee. I think they
is
decided not
that
to
the
give
one
it.
where it kind of loops up in the air
Yeah,
and
that one.
someone goes into Van Dijk goes to challenge him,
Yeah.
and Van Dijk goes up just with his head, no arms up or nothing,
Mm.
and the guy drops it. And I think Firmino might put it in,
Yeah, they don't
and
give it.
but we're battering them at this stage. We're battering them, and we're thinking that's the goal. And then De Gea has a bleeding meltdown. United are all around him. It goes and it comes back. And in fairness, and I say this very rarely, Gary Neville's on commentary and says that's not a free kick. Not in
He
the,
says
not
he
in
says his keeper should be He says his keeper should be stronger, but also
yeah,
he
not
was
in a month of Sundays was it a free kick, because Van Dijk goes up to head a ball and just barely gets beaten to by a keeper that's stretching his arms, and it falls down, and Firmino. I don't think Firmino taps it straight in. I think something might happen and it might get squared to Firmino when he scores, or
yeah
there's a bit of a play in between that. But we're battering them, and then isn't it Van Dijk scores the header then from a
yeah it's the
corner?
header. And it's a header, and he just runs back and it's just looks him up and down, doesn't
Oh,
he?
he side eyes the United away end, doesn't he? As he's running
Yeah,
away, like he's kind
from
of
a
look like
corner.
he's it to go. Yeah, we are this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And again, that was a game that
this we haven't beaten Ollie. This is the thing with Klopp at the moment. There was a thing like, oh, it's all right. Ollie's got the one over Klopp. Klopp can't beat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So again, it's just one of those other things where you just like, just get this one, get this out the way, and also just be fun to embarrass because they were there to spoil the party. I mean, it's mad looking at the team they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are still at the club. Worryingly, most of them are still starting for the club in terms of Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Martial. They're still there.
yeah. Kev says it's easy for Neville to say that knowing the goal is disallowed. He doesn't. He actually says it before the goal is if the ball goes in and they're looking at it, and as they're
Because
looking at it, Neville turns around and says that's not a free kick. It's just
that's not
simply not a free kick. And
yeah.
everyone in the ground, well, not everyone in the ground because you can't see it in the ground, but everyone watching is kind of going, it's not a free kick, but the chances are it'll be given us one, even though there's like literally no contact. But Liverpool get the win, and again felt very Liverpool not played in themselves, but didn't play a full momentum. Like they were 1-0 up, And the only kind of panic that comes in the game is right near the end when United get a couple of corners. Do you remember? And it's I don't know who takes the shot for United that bounces up in the air,
And Juan
and
Mata tries to go for it, and then
yes, and
Allison gets it.
it bounces down and up, and I think it's Martial tries to chase it in, and
Yeah,
Allison whips it out of the sky and just go
and then
and
it's
just.
it's Salah against Dan James, who he
Well,
holds
it's
off.
Salah
Also,
on his own. You can and the great angle of it from the like say from the corner of the Cop and the Kenny. There's a great camera angle of the ball just being kicked by Allison. Salah's waiting for it to land, and he's kind of turning to look where it is. And you can see Dan James in the background with his head down, trying to run back. And in fairness to Dan James,
he
everyone
gets
else
back.
fucking stops. He is one of the forward, and he goes to run back. But Salah just holds him at arm's length as if to go.
It's great strength by Salatolo. If we're being honest about the finish, the hair looks a bit like a puppet that had his strings cut because he
Yes.
just sort of collapses.
Yeah.
But that's it. The shirt's off, and up until I think this season, Salah only ever got booked for taking his shirt off. I think
Yeah.
this year's first time he's been booked for actually for gobbing off. Normally, but that's when the crowd even started singing, "We're going to win the league."
Yeah,
I think that's when the majority of Liverpool fans.
full because I think it might be 20 points plus. You're clear at that stage, and the thing is, I think a lot of people watching that game that day were maybe going into the ground were thinking we're so far ahead, but how damaging would a defeat to United be here? Especially United weren't at their best. How damaging would it be? Would it give other teams hope? Would it kind of dent Liverpool's confidence? I didn't think that for a second. I thought if Liverpool drew or lost that game, you kind of go, that happens. We've plenty in the bank, and we go and win it anyway. But
You just didn't want to give them the spoiler bit of spoiler fun, did you? You're thinking like, just don't lose to it. If you're not going, if
do
you're
you
going
know
to
what
lose,
I
just
think
don't
it
lose
was?
to them.
It was more. I think the chance that they were brilliant, and when you go back and watch the videos of it, they were great, right? But I think it was a bit because it was United. There was a real defiance from Liverpool to let them know what we're about to do, because we've listened to them for fucking years, and we're beating you now to confirm that we're going to become champions. And
16 points. Here we go. Here,
16 clear.
Yeah, extend the lead to 16 points. Comes to the Beeb.
Yeah, and
So
probably games in hand.
I don't know if games down, but as you know, it was 16 points. It was just like
Well, I'd say there
it
would be
good.
games in hand because I think the 1 or 2 games we miss over that World Club Cup, I think it actually start to come in later on. We're trying to fit them in, and I think us being in the FA Cup probably didn't help that, beating Everton. But it was a real case of Liverpool letting the world know there's nobody stopping us here, and there was nobody stopping us from early on, like 13, 14, 15 games in, and you're 43 points from 45, like. You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
20.
And then when you go 17 in and you're 49 from 51, do you know what I mean?
I mean, the United game was game 22, so that was 21 wins
I mean,
out of
64
22.
points.
It's just ridiculous.
With
I mean,
64 points
yeah,
from 66.
it's mad, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
Wouldn't mind seeing that again, would you? Be quite nice.
No, like I think, like people go, "Oh, you're going back 5 years now," but or 4 or 5 years, whatever. You know, it's brilliant. Like go back, like I'm 41 years of age, and I go back and watch the 87, 88 team. You know, I go back and find the footage of 89, 90. I go back and watch the 70s, the 80s. This will be a season where, nephews or cousins of ours that are in their teens, right, or they're 10, 11 years of age, in 20 years, they'll go back and go, fucking hell, I wish I was 10 at the time, but I really wish I could remember every game, like that, or I wish I was there for every game. It's a fucking phenomenal season. Like, and people go, 99, it could have been more. Liverpool, listen, Liverpool were drunk for the last 7 games of this season, and I'm sure we get onto them. We will get onto them, later on. But like honestly, I think Liverpool win in their first 30 games of this season, win 28, draw 1 and lose 1. Their first loss is Watford away, when they're horrendous, and we'll get to that later. But it's a fucking brilliant season, Chris, and I don't think it should be underestimated. The COVID stuff, disregard, right? Disregard all that shit. We will get to that as well. I know I'm kind of going ahead of ourselves here, but on the season overall, when you look at coming back from the World Club Cup, the record we have, doing that to Leicester, dogging one out against Wolves, going and beating Sheffield United, going away to a sports side or in their new stadium and just going, we're winning 1-0, fuck off. And then going and taking United and saying, we're just better than you. We leave it at 2 and we're happy. And we're whatever amount of points clear. We're 16, you were saying 16 points clear there, right? Which actually shows if we're 16 points clear and we've dropped 2 points all season, right? There's a team in there that have dropped 18 points. 18 points in 22 games, which isn't the worst record. They'd probably end up
No.
dropping 30, which would still leave you on 85 points or something for the season. So it wasn't like it wasn't like everyone else around it was awful. They were quite good. We were just exceptional. Just exceptional.
We were saying at the time, and look, we've had our twos and throws with different fans, and that's sound because it's all about opinions. We all want more than one league title. We do agree, we do. But I'm also very much of you've got to enjoy the moment, enjoy the. This is what we talk about: enjoy the moment, enjoy the ride. Because I do think there are some of our fan base who didn't want to say it was done until it was like, I'm not celebrating until it's officially done. You're going,
Yeah, but that's PTSD.
but you're also a bit like, I get that, but the joy of football is also the build-up and the ride. Do you know what? And there's been some the run to Kiev. I was gutted we lost it, but I had some great nights with
Yeah.
it. And this is what you've got to remember sometimes. The great nights, the quad season, which doesn't quite go our way, we do the 2 domestics, but we don't win the 2 big ones. You can't say I had some great nights though, great days.
I think 18, 19. Have we more games to cover in this? We probably do we?
I've got 2 more, but
2. All right, we'll be fine. I think 18, 19 for me anyway, because don't get me wrong, right? If you go back to 08, 9, right, just to throw it back a little bit further again, 08, 9, my nerves were gone. For the entire season, it was gone because I thought Liverpool have just done so well here, and if they fucking don't win this, and they didn't, and they had a brilliant season. They only lost once all season, I think, right?
2 draws,
and there was a load of draws, but they only lost once all season, and they just couldn't get there. I think they finished with 86 points and don't win the league or something, right? And United, in fairness to them, do it, right? 13, 14 was mental, but the mental stuff, I think the trauma starts to jump in, I think, about 6 or 7 games from home when you're going, Jesus Christ, I'm loving the football, but are we going to do this? And we don't, right? I think 18, 19 kind of solves all this for me. Where I actually go, hold on, we've dropped 17 points all season. We've done 97. These pricks have done 98. What more can Liverpool do? And instead of being, what more can we do? We're cursed or whatever. I was good. I was in Liverpool the last day of the season, 18, 19 against Wolves, and I've never seen Liverpool like it that night. It was absolutely unbelievable. Like the place was hopping that night, even though we lost the league title, and it was like a celebration of Liverpool. And it was like, we will go again. So when this season comes around, honest to God, Chris, I was cool as anything. I was like, just enjoy every game. We're flying. Enjoy every single game, and what will be, because you being nervous, right, or me being nervous, has no effect on where this league title's going. So it's up to you to make what you want of it. And 18, 19 taught me that. 18, 19 was non-stop intensity, and I just thought, you can't keep doing that to yourself. Enjoy it, and if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it does. This season is brilliant.
I'm a bit like that now with this season that we're at the moment.
I'm loving this season.
And by the way, Kev was in the chat because Kev, bless him, has to put up with my WhatsApps during games. In the games, I probably do endure it a bit, going, oh, God, I could do was getting the win, or, But me and Kev are quite similar in the way that once the game's over, win, lose, draw, I'm a bit like, well, we'll bounce back later.
Yeah.
Or I'm loving this season because there are elements of this season in the way we're playing is that I'll be amazed if we don't score in every game. I just go with every game thinking we'll get at least one. Yeah. It's just a matter of can we just be a bit smarter at the back?
I'm enjoying it a lot because when I looked at what we had to do in the summer, before any of this mad Saudi stuff started, and I know we're going off on a mad tangent, but when we looked at that and when we went, we need to bring this in, and then them 2 have left, we need 2 more, and we go and get 2 more, and you're like, Jesus, that's like literally the whole midfield is being changed. You've got Diaz, he's there for whatever amount of time. You've got Nunez, you look at to find his feet. You've brought in Gakpo, he's still trying to find his feet. Jota's being away with injury. Salah is dependable. But I was kind of going, get in the top four. Get in the top four, and I'll always tell you start of the season I want Liverpool to win the league. Why else are you in it? But realistically, get in the top four, and that's brilliant. And let's see where this team goes, and let's build and stuff like that. But this is above where I think we should be. And I've no problem saying it now. I think there's a league title there for Liverpool to win. And don't get me wrong, we could be sitting here and City could win 10 in a row, and we could have gone, there's no league title here for us to win. But right now there is, and if there is, I'm all on board and I'll enjoy it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think this 13-14 is a bit similar to me. It's just like, you may not have expected to be in a title run this season. That's fine, because apart from Matt, because Matt thinks we're in one every year. But I think if you end up in one, go for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think this thing I think it's just the whole world we're in at the moment. It's like, oh, don't say we're in one, because what if we don't win it? We don't fucking win it.
If we're in one, the chances are we're in one, and we're going to be the ones under the least pressure in that race, because City are under a massive pressure to win it, and Arsenal, after being close last season and doing the business they done in the summer, will be under more pressure to win it than us, I think. That's just, and that's going off the last season. But anyway, what's the 2 games left? What are they?
Right. So anyway, we then go to Wolves away, which were like,
oh yeah, really quickly, yeah.
Wolves away. This is a bastard of a game. Wolves are really good.
This is Henderson really gets a header to put us 1 up. Is that right?
Yeah, the rare time Henderson's in the box for a header. It's a near post header. It's
actually off his shoulder, I think. Is it? Yeah, off his shoulder, kind of.
Probably is. But it goes like a bullet, and you think, right, early goal. That's kind of what you need. But
I'm trying to think of equalisers. Don't tell me.
Adama Traore is just, he has Robertson on toast. He's just
no, yeah, man scores. That's the centre forward. Jimenez scores from a Adama Traore cross.
Yeah, and to be honest, you watch it go.
Good header, actually.
1-1's fair, and to be honest, they could easily go 2-1 up, and you know what?
Yeah, they're hopping off us in that period of the game. They're really on us on that period of the game. That's one where Traore gets it down the right and puts it. I think it might be a little bit of a breakaway, actually, and he puts it across, and Jimenez comes on and scores a really fucking good header. Really good header. Yeah, I remember.
This is when, again, before his horrendous head injury, the form Jimenez was in, you would expect him to end up at a United, a Tottenham.
He was being rumoured that he could end up at Liverpool if Firmino left.
Yeah.
Because he was that sort of player. He linked play really well. He was intelligent. He was good in the air. He was, and he gets a horrible injury. A horrible injury. But it's a really good goal from them. But I think the next goal you're going to talk about, I think might be the highlight of the season.
Yeah, because it's Salah's trying to, I don't know what Salah's trying to do, but he's trying to do some sort of weird flick through he can set up to himself, and Henderson takes the ball from, just squares it to Bobby. Bobby just takes it and he just roofs it top corner. He wasn't scoring at Anfield, Bobby, but he just loved.
He drops his shoulder inside, doesn't he? And left-footed it into the top bin, yeah.
He just loved big away goals. That's all Bobby did. That's all Bobby did. But you know what
I went bananas when he scored that.
Yeah.
Like bananas. It was just, this is fucking... Because we beat United. And if you went into that game and drew it or lost, you'd be like, I'm not saying like we're not going to win the league, but you want to keep that momentum going. And to be honest, at 1-1, you're probably thinking, just take the 1-1 and get out. But we don't. And he just drops that shoulder and puts it in the top corner, left foot. And
I think that's what Klopp learned from the season before when we missed the league by a point, which was at the time there were games we drew. You went, that's a good point. That'll do. Whereas I think he was definitely in the team within the mindset of draws are no good here. I don't care if we're 17, 18 points clear. Go for the win. Go for the Ferry Ferguson. That's what Ferguson would always do. If in doubt, he'd just go, I'll throw another forward up.
Yeah.
Ferguson would always rather.
Brilliant. I loved it. And that's one of the maybe not the highlight of the season, but one of the highlights of the season was when that goal goes in, because I think it's quite late when he scores.
Yeah, because the only concern in the whole game.
Now I'm saying that you're probably going to tell me it was 55 minutes when he scored. I feel like
it was like 84. No, 84 if it was.
Yeah.
The only concern in that game was Manny goes off with a hamstring niggle after half an hour.
I think Thor in the chat here says Roberto Firmino, road warrior. I think is that a quote from the LFC commentator on the evening when he scores? I think it might be. Let let me
Oh,
know
Steve
for.
Hunter.
I think when he puts it in, I think
Or was it John Bradley? There's two in there.
it might have been Bradley, and I think Bradley says Roberto Firmino, Road Warrior. I think it might be a quote. I could be wrong, but I'm sure Tor will confirm it
Yeah,
before we leave. What's the last
cool.
game?
Right.
Really enjoyed this set of games.
Yeah. Well, we get Shrewsbury in the FA Cup. We
Ah,
draw two
forget that.
two. But listen, we'll talk about the replay because that's well more fun. But that's next episode because
Yeah,
it's
they go 1-0 up, don't they?
no, we're 2-0 up. We throw it away. It's bizarre. We're absolutely 2-0 up and we throw it away to 2-2. But
At
listen,
the
we'll talk
home
about
game.
that. The away game. Oh no, we'll talk about the away game.
Oh, the
We
away
drew
game.
2-2,
Yeah,
and then we have a replay in the middle of the winter break. But we'll come to
yeah.
that next week,
That's
next
when
show.
is that when James Milner stays to look after the
Yeah,
lads? Yeah,
and the Shrewsbury chairman goes berserk in the director's box and calls Liverpool all sorts. It's dead
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
It's dead funny. So last game, 29th of January, Liverpool go away to West Ham. Origi comes in for the injured Sadio Mane. Midfield is
Hmm.
still Chamberlain, Henderson, and Wijnaldum.
Yeah,
Fabinho's still on the bench,
yeah.
but he has featured. And this was very similar to Sheffield United, where as in Liverpool just dispatch West Ham, and West Ham were good. This is West Ham away was always a bit of a tricky game, and Divock gets us a penalty. He's just upended in the box. I'm pretty certain it's a VAR review that gets it for us, and Salah does what Salah did from penalties, just absolutely slams it.
Yeah. And West Ham always does have that feel of it, like that. Oh, something could go wrong here, but like honestly, Liverpool are in cruise control at this stage. Liverpool have just, they're sitting back, they're on the motorway, and it's just a straight run home. I'm trying to remember the penalty though. I remember the penalty, but I'm trying to remember the build up to it. Does he cut inside someone?
I think because I think it's part of a corner. It's like a bit of a melee in the box. I think he falls through. I think he tries to cut it back, and he's just clipped. But I'm sure it's a VAR review that gets it.
Yeah, it's kind of coming back to me now.
Because the
Yeah,
debate at the time was, why is Origi starting? Shouldn't Taki start? Because he's the new summer signing. Would you
yeah,
not give the new guys right? But to be fair, Origi plays well in this game, and does what you do, plays wide right. He actually used his physicality well in the game.
yeah. I kind of remember falling in the box, and does he go to take a touch when it falls in the box, and someone just takes him out? Salah scores, and the second goal is this the one where we hit
This
them on
was
the
Salah's.
break and Chamberlain kind of powers through and
Yeah, Salah does his. It's a along the floor cross with the outside of his boot, so it's like a curled one.
yeah,
And Chamberlain runs onto it, bursts through, and just slams it. And Chamberlain's in a little bit of a habit there of scoring away at West Ham. A very similar goal every time. It was always a
yeah,
burst through and
yeah,
slammed it past. I think it's Fabianski in goal then.
yeah. I think you might
And
be
you saw
right.
it going. It was just one of those ones where it was like, that's just a professional routine 2-0 win that which Liverpool started to become quite infamous for, really.
Yeah,
And that ended January.
yeah. I've really enjoyed them. There's some good games in there. Loads of different wins. The Leicester one still stands out from the very start of it, though, from the 26th of December.
Yeah.
The United one obviously will stand out because of the crowd reaction after. You've got a couple where you dog through them. In Wolves, maybe Spurs away, maybe that West Ham one a little bit as well. And then there's some where you just Sheffield United is just done, and Wolves, But no, I've really enjoyed them.
Could do
Episode
one on
5 Friday night.
Friday night, which we're going to do from, which it sounds bizarre when you say it out loud, the 1st of February until the 24th of June. Quite a lot happens,
Yeah,
and quite a lot doesn't happen. So
yeah.
it's going to be. We have to talk
Do you know
about
what
what happens in
do you
the
know
world
what we might
after
do?
that.
We might because in fairness, there's a lot of there's a lot of games going on, but there's a lot of delay and stuff like that. We might put that one out on Friday night. It's usually members only. We might put that one out for free for everyone, just to show people what this show is about, and let as many people in on Friday night as we can to kind of reminisce over it, because this is where really the live shows are properly born for this
Yeah.
channel. It's we're doing a little bit at the time, but this is where it really kicks in, where people say, will you start doing live shows? Well, there's no football on, by the way. But yeah,
But this when we
it's
started. This is when, to be fair, fan media got quite creative. We had things
we had
like
to.
I remember Anfield Rap doing finding old games like the Dortmund game on YouTube.
Yeah,
But doing comment, there's there's an app now where you could commentate and people could listen to it, so you could listen to your
yeah.
commentary while watching it.
Hot mic. It
Hot
was.
mic. That was a
Yeah,
hot
yeah,
mic became a new thing.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
Quizzes,
Yeah,
drafts.
yeah.
I
Everything.
think you did a show on. You did loads of shows on the World Cups.
Yeah, we done
Remember
all
the
sorts of
Canada World?
stuff.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
sorts of stuff.
Just to be honest, to get you through the days.
Yeah, so what we might do on Friday, now this one will only be released on Friday morning for audio download because that's what we do. Members get it a couple of days early, but then on Friday we'll put out episode 5 for free, and then people, if we want to finish off at episode 6, they can become a member. But look, I think it's been a great show. I've about to we're recording this now, and I've just started another one in 13 minutes. So if you're watching, get on in 13 minutes. Me and Dunner are going to do a bit on the Premier League for about 45 minutes, because it's been a long day, and there's more of it to come tomorrow. I actually brought my list with me, Chris. I brought my list with me. I'm on my own in the morning at 10 a.m. I have Phil Casey with me tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for the member.
What could
So
go,
two
what could,
member shows tomorrow, 10
what
a.m.
could
and
go
10
wrong,
p.m.
eh?
The
What could
tribute
go wrong, eh?
tomorrow.
You and Phil.
Yeah, yeah. So Phil paying tribute to three players, like genuinely, it could be Salif Gio. Like honestly,
I hope it is. I hope it
yeah.
is. I hope it's like
Well,
Diao.
Phil, he'll just do it to be contrarian and annoy me. But I've enjoyed it. Really have.
Good. Right. So listen, tune in on Friday as well for when we'll do episode 5. After that's only one more to go. It's
Hmm.
good fun, isn't it? Let's hope we'll do this again this time next year. We'll talk about another title. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. Eh?
yeah. And listen, by the time this one's over, we have another series coming. I think there's 5 or 6 episodes in it. It's one being driven by Keith this time. And Chris has done a brilliant job on this one. With all the info, Keith is driving another one. I'm saying nothing about it until he has ready the first date to go. He has 5 guests from different clubs. That's all I'm going to say to you. And
Right.
until he actually nails the first one to say it's going ahead, I'm saying nothing on it. But it should be really good. It will be members only. And like I said, it'll be members only. And if you're downloading it, you'll get it a couple of days later because the members should get it first, for supporters and fairness.
Cool. Right. On a happy note, take care of yourselves, and in 11 minutes, join Gather Phil again.
Yeah. Good luck.
See you later, guys.